Good morning, everybody. A very warm welcome to you, whether you're here with us in the Amy Theatre or if you're joining in from around the school somewhere. I hope you've really enjoyed your visit to Abingdon so far. We've been blessed by fine weather today, so I hope you've had a great chance to look around the school a bit and also to talk to your guides and learn more about the school. Now, I do think one of the real strengths of a day like this is the opportunity to hear from pupils. And so I thought what we do today, I'm going to go straight in and let you get the chance to hear from one of our students. So first of all, I'm going to hand over to one of our heads of school to reflect upon his experiences at Abingdon. So I'm going to be handing over to Max, and Max is in the upper sixth here, and as I said, one of our two heads of school. So Max, over to you.
Morning, everyone. As Mr. Windsor said, I'm Max, and I'm the head of school here at Abingdon. I'm currently studying biology, chemistry, and religious studies for A-level, and my plan's to study medicine at uni, and I'm currently in the application process now. So I'd say this term is pretty good preparation for the life as a stressful life as a doctor. I came to Abingdon in first year, and you might know that as year 7, joining the lower school, and now 6 years later, I've begun my final year, but I'm not sure if it's sunk in yet. My time at Abingdon has been pretty busy, and throughout my 6 completed years, it's got more and more busy, but this 7th year has just become another level, but I think it's all fine, and I'm managing fine with the support here at Abingdon. And the work we get given and the busyness hasn't come from teachers overloading us and trying to keep us at our desk day and night, although they have tried sometimes, but rather because Abingdon's provided so many opportunities for me, and I chose to get stuck into as much as I could. With over 30 sports and 150 activities to choose from, it's probably harder to be doing nothing in the afternoons here at Abingdon. And now I'm a very keen sportsman, playing rugby, hockey, and cricket, but in my time here, I've also been able to immerse myself in the non-sporting activities that I may not have thought I'd have the chance to do. Starting in lower school, I was part of the lower school band as a keen trombonist, although I did come to a realization that the trombone wasn't my forte. I also took part in podcasting club, where we'd get to use the recording booth in the music department to basically talk for 10 minutes about absolutely anything, although we had prepared in advance, so it wasn't complete nonsense. In middle school, I took part in the drama production of Lord of the Flies, which was a lot of fun, regardless of whether I actually had any lines or not. There are so many more activities that people can do, from the film unit to Lego architecture. The range here is really amazing. From a sporting perspective, the 3 I spoke of earlier have been my core sports here, but I've also done tennis, judo, football, and chess. And while it is us that sign up to these activities, our teachers encourage us to get involved because they know how impactful it is, guiding us to become well-rounded individuals. And we get to meet so many different people who we may not have met without these opportunities that we can do. For me, Abingdon as a community has had a great impact, and it starts in first year and finishes in the upper 6th. The difference is, in first year, you're looking up at these huge boys, and in upper 6th, you are the huge boy. Not that I necessarily fit the description. The role of lower school assistant, in which lower 6th students run tutor periods and lunchtime activities for the first years and second years, was my first introduction to the school as a community. And it really started when that lower 6th boy says hi as they walk past, making you feel part of the school. I signed up for the role last year in the hope that I could have the same impact. As a senior student, I've got involved in the OX14 partnership scheme, which is an independent and state school partnership involving the 6 schools across Abingdon with a range of extracurricular activities encouraging collaboration between all the schools. I first took part in this doing academic coaching, in which we would work together with students from other schools in Abingdon, helping younger students with their management of work and finding solutions to any academic concerns they had. This was a great involvement for me in the wider community in Abingdon and the town as well, and it allowed me to meet people that I never would have got the chance to meet earlier. Sadly, due to time, I can't talk about the other great setups at the school, but there's Peer Support Lead and Primary Science Club, which I've been involved in, and they show the inclusivity and inter-year group cooperation that this school has, which has had a great impact on me. To finish, I would like to talk about one of my annual highlights at the school. In the summer term, every Friday from 4 till 5 is an upper 6th run touch rugby club. And this is available to the whole school, regardless of size, skill, or age. Year groups and friends are split up and mixed with everyone else, providing the best opportunity to get to know students from all the year groups while having a lot of fun. And I think that this epitomizes Abingdon School with its inclusive and enthusiastic nature. And this is also present in Big Band and Model United Nations and the Debating Society and everywhere else around the school. I hope that this has given you an insight into Abingdon. And when many of you join, you have as much fun as I've had here. Thank you for listening.
Well, I'm very grateful to Max for sharing his reflections about his time at Abingdon. And I hope you can pick up from his words the sense of ambition and aspiration that underpins everything we do. So we share with our parents a desire to see our students achieve their very best. And so we operate in a culture which is underpinned by the determination to make sure that every pupil can be the best that they can be. So we are a community where we share high expectations, but we are also a supportive place, and we try to create the conditions for each student to succeed. And we work closely with the pupils and their parents to plot a sensible path for the future, helping them make informed choices at each stage, and charting an inspiring course for life after school through what we call the After Abingdon programme. Now, the results of this atmosphere, I think, can be seen in all spheres of school life. And you've heard from Max about the richness of school life, and that's from our academic results to our achievements in the other half, but also this feeds through into every single aspect of school life, be it Greek or rowing or robotics or chemistry. We motivate our pupils to aim high, working in this culture of mutual support and endeavour. I think our pupils are inspired by our traditions of learning and excellence, but they also share the school's willingness to embrace innovation and fresh thinking. Now, I've mentioned our academic results, and you can see those online. There's lots of detail about those results online. But I believe that there is so much more to life than exams. And indeed, here at Abingdon, we see our results as a byproduct of inspired teaching and what is fundamentally a great education. So we look to nurture and harness our pupils' curiosity about the world. And we want to give them ample opportunities to develop and express their passions and enthusiasms. I want our students to be engaged, critical thinkers who can balance enthusiasm with skepticism, creativity with analysis, so that they can develop the confidence to embrace nuance and complexity, as well as the courtesy to respect other people's opinions. And the result of all this is that we have lively classrooms where the lessons are pacey and stimulating. Now, the key to this level of engagement, of course, is the quality of our staff. And we seek to build a team of enthusiastic experts who are universally driven to inspire our pupils. And I believe we stand out in our commitment to developing our staff. You'll find no hint of complacency here, but rather an approach that's dedicated to making great teachers even better by providing suitable opportunities for professional dialogue and learning. And I do hope you get the chance to talk to some of my colleagues this morning. Now, one attribute that we're particularly keen to develop in our pupils is that of courage, be that of the physical, moral, or intellectual variety. So we do challenge our pupils to take risks. As Max explained, our pupils don't just have the opportunity to try lots of new things through the other half, but the programme is actively constructive to make sure that they don't just stick to familiar territory, but they try to do something different. I don't want Abingdonians to play to their strengths all the time, but I want them to explore activities which stretch them in different ways, and occasionally things will go wrong. But that is not the end of the world. Now, another important factor in planning the other half is ensuring that pupils of all talents and abilities have access to all activities. I think that every student, whatever their ability, should have the chance to receive coaching and instruction of the highest standard. So in sport, for instance, there are large numbers of teams to give everyone a chance to represent the school, but there's also a huge range of sport to allow every pupil to find their niche. Now, rugby may not be their thing, but perhaps rowing or fencing, climbing, squash, tennis or badminton will allow them to find a sport that will inspire in them a dedication to physical activity for the rest of their lives. And this principle of providing opportunity and high-quality instruction underlies our approach to all areas of the other half. Outward Bound, the combined cadet force, music, drama, debating, the film unit, and so on. Now, I want our pupils to be thoughtful. I want them to think about their place in the world and to think about others too. So our work here is characterized by a commitment to mutual respect and a generosity of spirit. Our pastoral structures are designed to ensure that in what is a large school, each and every pupil is known and valued. So we have 6 day houses, 3 boarding houses, and they play a key part in school life, providing a sense of identity and belonging to each pupil. And I think of significant importance is the fact that the house structure allows for friendships across the year groups, as Max underlined earlier. And that means that older pupils can help guide their younger counterparts. And I think the quality of relationships between pupils of different ages, and between staff and pupils is a particular strength. Now, our boarding houses, and we have 3 boarding houses, include weekly boarders as well as international students. And we really value the different cultural perspectives that these students bring to our life together. And our boarders benefit from the opportunity to develop greater independence, self-sufficiency and resilience, while enjoying being part of what really is just a big family, the big boarding family. And we're keen too that pupils recognize and value their place within the local community. We're growing the number of means-tested, free and discounted places to enable pupils from as broad a range of backgrounds as possible to attend the school, ensuring that we have a healthy social mix here. We're also fully committed to a wide range of partnership work, which allows our pupils to work alongside their counterparts in local primary and secondary schools in a wide range of areas. And we believe that these experiences equip our students to move with confidence into life after school and inspire them to feel that they can play their part in building a better society for all of us. And of course, we're also preparing our students for a world where women and men work side by side and where diversity is key to the future of our society. Now, our Equalities Committee plays a valuable role in supporting the school's efforts to ensure that we are an inclusive school where everyone can thrive, regardless of their background. And our proximity in terms of both geography and ethos with St Helens and St Catherine's gives our boys the opportunity to work together, to collaborate and socialise with their girls. Our 2 schools have developed a joint approach to address the problems of sexual harassment and misogyny, with which society is grappling as a whole. And our approach is founded on models of positive relationships and a view of masculinity that embraces values such as sensitivity, kindness, and mutual respect. Now, we're really lucky to have such a wonderful environment in which to study, work, and live. And you'll see as you move around the site today that we do have a number of projects underway as we prepare for the future. So next to this theatre, we are constructing a new pavilion that will provide dining facilities for students and staff during break and lunch times, and it'll also give us a new space to entertain visitors and parents. And we're also putting in significant developments in boarding to enhance the experience for our boarders and for the day students in those houses. Now, there is a huge amount to take in on an open day like this. But I suppose if there's just one key message that you take away from today, I hope it is that Abingdon provides you with the space to work out who you want to be. Yes, we are academically selective, but we do pride ourselves on the huge range of personalities, interests and aptitudes that can thrive here. I'm very serious indeed about giving our pupils an exceptional education. But I also believe there has to be plenty of time for the simple joys of growing up, for friendship, for companionship, and for laughter. Now, we've already heard from Max, who's approaching the end of his Abingdon career. So let's now hear from someone who's towards the start of theirs. So I'm delighted to be able to introduce James. Now, James is now in the third year here, so that's year 9. James joined us in the lower school, and he's going to tell you about some of his experiences. So, James, over to you.
Hi, as the headmaster already mentioned, my name is James, and my journey started in lower school. My first few days were, like most, very nerve-wracking. And to be fair, I've learnt that that's simply the norm. However, I was surprised to find out that within the first week, I was already beginning to feel settled in, and was starting to feel very comfortable at the school. The environment in Abingdon was very welcoming, and it was very easy to make friends. The school was very aware that many students would be going into the school alone, which was very helpful, as they made sure everybody would get to know each other by doing various activities, like the sports camp in the summer. I was really nervous about making friends, but I think Abingdon did a great job about getting those nerves to settle in. And now I'd like to say I've got a few friends, whether they agree with me or not. For those of you who are going into lower school, my probably top tip for you would be that Mr. Jenkins, who is a great housemaster, by the way, is absolutely in love with Star Wars. And you'll see this if you go into his office. However, I warn you, do not mistake Star Wars with Star Trek. My favourite thing about Abingdon is the huge variety of activities that you're able to participate in. I've been able to do many activities I really enjoy. A few that I've gotten into over the course of lower school are squash, drama, chess, climbing. Yes, I know, there's a climbing wall inside this school. But the real trouble is that there's just too many activities to do. I really recommend that you try and get into as many activities as you can, because trust me, half the time, even if you think you won't like it, you probably will. For me, one of these activities was yoga. I thought it was going to be really boring, to be honest, but now it's one of my favourite activities. On the academic side of the school, they also have so much to offer. I'm just going to say some of my highlights, as I don't have all day to speak to you, but hopefully you can see some of these departments on your tours. There is this new science centre, which you're so lucky to have. I've really enjoyed my lessons there, especially when we get to do practicals. By the way, practicals is just a fancy word for experiments. There are also lots of languages you can pick up. I'm currently doing French and Spanish. But in general, the academic facilities was such a big step up from my old school. Some of the really cool lessons that I got to explore more seriously were drama, DT, and art. I hope my talk has helped you in some way and has given you some of my impression of Abingdon. Thank you.
So I'm really grateful to James for speaking today, and also to Max. As you can imagine, it is a great privilege really for me to be able to work with students like the two we have on the stage. I'm very proud, really, indeed, of all our students who are helping out today. So we hope you can now go off and enjoy the rest of your tour. Just a couple of things to highlight now. If you are interested in the sixth form specifically, there will be a sixth form forum starting soon on the ground floor of Beach Court, which is where our sixth form centre is located. That's very close to this building, and your tour guides will be able to show you the way there. So that's if you're interested in the sixth form. If boarding is a particular interest, there is a presentation on boarding and a tour that will depart from the sports centre. So if you make your way to the sports centre, and again, we'll make sure you can get there, that will be a chance to learn more about boarding. But indeed, if you have any questions that come to mind, either today or as you go home or over the rest of the weekend, please do get in touch with our admissions department and do have a look at our website where we collect lots and lots of information about the school. Well, we're going to wrap up there. Thank you very much for listening. I better get it right on the Star Wars theme. Mr. Jenkins is our low school housemaster is very strict about this. So as you move around the school, I won't say live long and prosper, but may the force be with you. Okay, thank you very much and enjoy your visit.